Well, thanks for ordering it. I'm so sorry. I'm so late. I enjoy doing these things. I get involved and they take longer than I think. And I guess it's just the old man in me. I keep forgetting things. But anyway, it's here. It's, gosh, I got 100 and some sources here for you. Probably about 150 or so. And there's a federal level, the state level, the county level, the nonprofit organizations, and even the city level. Now there's two videos here. One is the one you're watching now, and I'll cover most of the government-related programs and the nonprofits. And the other video is really about what's going on the internet that you could use for housing. I mean, there's crowdfunding sites that you could raise money for fixing up your house, or down payment money, or buying a house, and all this kind of, or even becoming a real estate investor. And then also on there, I have ways that you can make money out of your house. I mean, there's so many ways now, because of platforms, as they call them, on the internet, where you could just go on these platforms, and they bring all the customers. They deal with all the headaches of collecting money and insurance and all that kind of stuff. And you act like a fat cat. You just have property or something to make money at. So that's what that is about. So let's go to the start of the first part. In your county and city, I mean, I see you're a suburb, Atlanta, and your city doesn't have much of anything at all, and even the county. So I have the programs there. There's a lot of down payment money, and where the programs really are a lot of is at your state level. So when we get down to there, that's what. But I list them all here, whether it's all the housing related services too that you may need. If you want to become a real estate entrepreneur, the programs for that, or you need emergency housing, just in case, you never know what's going to happen. Or here's a neat program for sweat equity. This is probably the best bloody deal in the world, man. You go and volunteer your time to help other people have houses, and that becomes your down payment in a house. Then you get a house with zero interest. Now, when you get a zero interest house, that means you're paying less than 50% on a mortgage. I mean, I say all of mortgages is really all that money is just going to the bank and interest. I mean, it's crazy. So if you get that interest nonsense out, you get a fraction. So instead of spending $3,000 a month, you only spend $1,000 a month. Instead of spending $1,000 a month, you're only spending like $300 or $400 a month. So that's an incredible thing. What a wonderful way to live. Okay, here's 14 ways homeowners can put extra money in their pocket just because you have a house. Rental discounts for low income. That's for rental housing. I want to make sure you know about those options that are in there. Paying your heating bills, this kind of stuff. Legal help for real estate and everything. And also cell phones, how to get cheap cell phone service, or even internet service. I have programs there. A lot of those are income determinants, so you got to check, make sure you're in those income categories or not. Or let friends know about these things too. That's another thing. Share this stuff. Then there's special programs outside of the government to help you if you need to adjust your house because of disabilities. So that's important. Now here's the place where I think you should start. There's a free home buyer and foreclosure information workshop. These are seminars. They teach you about home. They're free. The government pays for this. The first list there is all those that are HUD approved. Another list there for those that are approved by the city of Atlanta, really, because that's the big metropolitan area that you're really part of. So that's it, because they for free will sit down and you can answer all the stupid questions you have, because once you start going into looking for money, that's, you get involved with banks and real estate agents and mortgage brokers, and they're after everything, only money, but you need information to deal with these people, because otherwise they know what presses your buttons. They do this 100 times a day. They know how to make you believe that they're the only thing in the world to solve your problem. And you get sucked in. And it happens to me all the time too. So the way to arm yourself with that is knowing your options ahead of time. And that's why these free sources will tell you. And everything here is really government sponsored, so you get a cheaper. Nonprofit organizations, you get a cheaper, or later on that other one about the internet and how to use that. Okay, now what I also included in here is because you didn't have too many local programs at the city and state level where you live. I thought the metropolitan area, picked out some other areas and did some other research, like for Atlanta. There's a whole bunch of programs in Atlanta. So if you go a couple miles down the road, you may want to just investigate those too, because it looks at a lot of good deals, and also a lot of good deals for you to own a home and be a real estate investor. So you could a twofer. So for like $1,000, you got to own 4 properties, and you live in one and you rent out the other 3, and get down payment money that that you don't have to pay back. See, that's another thing. There's different programs, so check them all. Some are first-time home buyer programs, and that means that you haven't had a home in 3 years, or maybe you just got split up. That's another time it also works. If you husband and wife split up, so you only own one house, so maybe you owned it, but you don't. The other person has it. So many times that's considered a first-time home buyer. And a lot of these programs in your area, it doesn't matter if you're a first-time or not. Anytime home buyer. So I have a whole bunch of programs there for the city of Atlanta, and there's some interesting there, and also Cobb County, and I put them in there. And these are real estate investor programs and just places to live, that's available. First-time funding for developers, for housing, all this stuff. Okay, now here I think is one of the most important things about this first part I have here is the free research, mentoring, and counseling. And you have, like, one of the sources in here is a HUD counselor's office, and it's also your income. So if you're worried about debt or any of those kinds of problems, they help you with that too. Now, so it's somebody you could sit down with and do this. So any kind of financial problem, these are free sources to contact. See, if you go and Google any of this stuff, and you're going to get a million websites of people want your money. So that's why this, item number 3, free research, mentoring, and counseling, I think is probably the most important thing you could use for the rest of your life, because you get away from just Googling and finding people who want money from you. These are people, nobody sells you anything here. See, all these services are free, and they find you stuff, and that's why read look at the beginning sources. Here's one. The first one is business development, any kind of thing. You're trying to make money at home for something like that, or as a freelancer. They give you free help on anything. Free help doing your taxes, figuring out how to write things off, or anything you need, management help, marketing help, that's all free. You go look for that, accounting, whatever, free. Look at the videos. This report is loaded with videos, all kind of videos you can use. 211. Now that is something that you definitely will use the rest of the life. You need to fix up a home. And so if you Google like home repair or fix up or something like that, it's everybody going to sell you a buck. Okay, you want to find out who's doing this for free? That's it. And what's neat about them is you could call them. You try calling Google to find out what the hell this stuff means. You never will. But see, you could call these people or use their database, and everybody in their database is free. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands just in your metro area. This is where all the nonprofits and the government offices get together, so they have a single source for all this community stuff. Because we really have 2 aspects of our life. One, that we use capitalism to share each other's goods and services. So we transfer money and we could buy what we need to live. Okay? Now, the other thing is giving. And that's what our society, being, like a family. You're not going to charge your son for your love, right? Well, Morgan, you owe me $13,000 for this year's love that I gave you all year. That'd be the ultimate of capitalism. And some people do that. People make a lot of money selling their love. You've seen them walking around the streets, right? So, but then, to me, what capitalism does too is deprive so many people from one of the greatest joys in life, because you think you have to give everything, only because somebody's paid for you. Man, I know the neatest thing is giving to somebody, right? And giving it for free. And so if you deprive yourself from doing it because you got to get money to have this, to give away this. And all of life isn't. Part of a life is, but a part of life isn't. It doesn't have to be. So that's what 211 is about. So it's fix up your home, paying a utility bill. I just did an interview with a nice fellow who was back on his rent, and he walked in an office. He said, like within hours, he had money to get himself. I mean, he was in trouble with back rent. The landlord had him in court. Got it all fixed up. Yeah, he got like $700 or whatever to solve that problem. He had no idea. What he was shocked about how fast it was too. So all this kind of help is out there that we don't know, but it is. So that's out there. Look at mortgage payments. You Google mortgage now, and you get 127 million website. What the hell are you going to do with that? So here, electrical service payment assistance. Okay, now your library. That's another thing that is great. People don't realize we have public libraries still. Remember them? Well, they help you almost anything. And actually, what they have too is ask a librarian. So you could call them up instead of spending money me doing it. Call them first, and see. Then if they don't do it, then call me. And see, they know locally what's going on because other people are calling and asking them, and that's why they get smart from solving problems from other people, so they could share that knowledge with you. You're doing this the first time in your life, or maybe only once in your life. And so it's different. And also they have databases, man, that you can't get anywhere else. Like a database I'll show you there, 140,000 grants, free money that don't have websites. And these are from foundations that they give out money for all kinds of things, and about 10,000 of these are for personal expenses. But 95% of these people who give out the money don't have a website, so you could Google your heart out and never find them. And that's why that's there. They're there. So veterans, there's a special research service just for veterans, and that's pretty cool. People who use that get 100% more money than people who don't. So remember that. The financial counselor I told you about, the County Cooperative Extension Service, man, that is terrific. And also your congressman, man, they're the people who will find government help for you for free, and they're dying to do it. Why? Because if they help you for free and they get you something, you'll vote for them forever. This is why these people stay in business so long. They have a 90% return rate, or 95%, that they're reelected because they're doing favors. That's their whole staff is to do favors for people. So it's not just for the fat cats, it's for you and me too. So use that, and you should. You're paying for it, right? And so that's where to get started. Okay, we got state government. You have loads of state stuff there. So go through all those programs, contact them. See, the important thing is to contact and see what's there, what you're missing or whatever. And if they say, no, you don't have them, say, well, who else does? Where can I go? It's really become a people business because even though the internet is so great, it doesn't solve every problem. You don't know what the hell it is, what's old, what's new, what isn't there. It's too complicated. Nobody knows what all that stuff means anyway. You get a person on the phone, and then you explain what you really need. Don't just say you need a grant. You're looking for financial assistance. You want to buy a house. That's how to express it. I got all the federal programs there, whether it's a small town, big town, or whatever. Okay, I hate to bore you so much. You got a lot there to read. Okay, now go and digest some of this and look at video 2.